Hi, welcome back to the ANS Way with me, Sel, where I have been sharing our L1A to green card journey. So me and Ant have been going through the process of transitioning from an L1A visa to an EB1C. And I've got lots of videos documenting all of that process. And so if you haven't watched that, go back and watch where I explain what you needed to do in order to prepare for the filing, for the green card, adjustment of status, the biometrics appointment. But in the last video, I shared the great news that I had actually got my green card. So I am now a lawful permanent resident in the USA. Not a citizen, a lawful permanent resident. In this video though, I thought I would share what to do afterwards. And this was interesting because this is probably the one thing that is not that easy to find out, because you get the green card, a physical card with your picture on it, and it has a particular number, and that's your proof that you are a green card holder here in the USA. But there was not really a lot of information as to what to do once you get that green card. And this video, I'm going to cover that. Before I get into the topic of this video, I thought I would quickly cover what is happening with Ant, because Ant is still waiting for his interview date. We don't know how long it's going to be. Typically, it can be anything from 2 months to a year. As soon as he gets that date, we will do a video on his update, explaining how his interview went, and hopefully confirming that he's finally got his green card. So you have your green card. You might be thinking, okay, is there anything that I need to do in order to activate the green card? And what I was told by my attorneys is no. Essentially, your green card is, the physical green card itself is the proof. There is nothing that you need to do to activate this. And this was a bit confusing for me because I just got back from Europe and I had entered the USA with my L1A visa, and even my I-94 form states L1A. But according to the attorneys, that pretty much doesn't matter, because I've got the green card that supersedes that. Now, next time I travel, when I enter, I will use my green card to enter the country. But again, nothing needs to be activated. They did say if I want to feel more comfortable with knowing that my status is as a green card holder, I can leave and come back. But there really is no need for me to do any of that. So there is nothing you need to do to activate the green card itself. As I mentioned, you don't get much information in terms of what you need to do after you get your green card. But the one thing that you do get is a leaflet with the green card. And the one thing that stresses is the importance of updating your address. Now, if you are not a US citizen, you must always be updating USCIS with your current address, and it's within 10 days of your current address changing. Now, when you're going through your green card process, it may be that you change addresses, just like me and Anne at the time, and really what you should be doing is during that process is updating that. And that was something I was always letting the attorneys know. And when you do change address, there is a form AR11 that you need to fill in. It's really easy. If you're going through this with your attorneys will probably do that form for you. If it's after the fact, let's say you've got your green card status and you change address, you can go online, just type in change of address and put USCIS in there. There is a link, and actually you can do all of it online. So essentially you just need to say what status you're updating. So let's say it's your adjustment of status, your travel permit, your work permit. You just select those forms, say your current address and your new address, and that's it. And then there'll be that code, the MSC code that you would have gotten with your your receipt notice that you get. Put that in, put the new address, and just remember to constantly be doing that, because if you do not update your address, it is one of the reasons why they can actually revoke your permanent status here in the US. The next thing was my social security, and nowhere did the paperwork that I got, so my attorneys didn't really mention this, but I did ask them, and nor does the paperwork that you get from when you get your green card mention this at all. But my social security, when I got that, was based on my L1A non-immigrant visa status. And therefore you do have to update that, because the systems don't really talk to each other here. So you can't assume just because you've got your green card that and I believe I had my social security on one of those forms, but it's not such a system where they will update the social security for you. So what I did do just this week, or was it last week, I went to the social security office, the same form that I filled in when I landed here. So I think it's an SS5 form. Filled that form in, make sure that my address is up to date, any of my contact details, but I also went in with my green card and they updated my status. I have to say it was a really smooth process. I got there for when they opened on a Friday and I was out within an hour. So I went there thinking, oh no, I'm going to be there for hours. It was really quick and yeah, that was pretty easy. In terms of other things that I'm doing now, so I've done my social security. The other thing that I am trying to do at the moment is also update my driving license. Some of you that have watched the videos from me and Ant will know that it wasn't so easy for us to get our real ID driving license here in Nevada, and it took some time. Now I finally got mine, so I have a real ID driving license here, but on it states limited term. The reason it states limited term is because it's based on my L1A status, which was due to expire in 2023. So currently my driving license is due to expire in 2023. What I now need to do is update that with my green card status, and therefore it won't have that limited term on there. I believe what I need to do is unfortunately go back to the DMV with my green card so that they can update my status. I'll probably update my address at the same time as well as that. But yeah, that's the next phase. And now I hope, fingers crossed, after I do that, that will be the last time that I have to deal with the DMV for at least a little bit before I have to renew my license. I believe this is the last thing for me, and this really depends whether you're in a similar situation. So something that I applied for when I got here is global entry and TSA pre-check. If you haven't got it and you're living here in the USA, I highly recommend getting it. It makes your life so much easier. So global entry allows you as a foreign national, when you're coming in, let's say when I'm coming back from the UK, it means that I can queue in the quicker line. There's a specific global entry line which is a lot quicker in terms of verifying your identification as you come back through the USA. TSA pre-check is amazing when you're doing domestic travel within the USA. It means that, especially for me, I have my laptop. I usually have like lots of equipment with me, so it's so much easier than having to pull everything out, your liquids, take your shoes off. With TSA pre, they don't mind if you have a light jacket on. I've walked through with a light jacket, a cap. It's amazing. So if you haven't got it, get it. But for me, that was again based on my L1A status that I got that. Now that I'm a green card holder, I now need to update my global entry and TSA pre with that status. That's the one that's not super clear to me. When I logged online, there wasn't an easy way to change my status. So I've submitted a form, like a contact form, to work out how I need to do that. When I do, I will let you know how that process is. But that's it. I believe that is everything that I've needed to do. So update, making sure that my address is up to date. I've updated my social security number with my green card status. Next is sorting out my driving license and my global entry and TSA pre. And that is everything. As usual, please comment below if you've got any questions at all about the green card process. Perhaps you're going through it yourself, or you've been through it and maybe there is something that I've forgotten that you're supposed to do. So if there is, please do let me know. Comment below with any questions. As I said before, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.